Hello, welcome back to my channel or welcome to my channel for the first time. I know a few people subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. It really means a lot to me and I appreciate it a lot. So today I just watched the Netflix movie The White Tiger and I wanted to make a really nice movie review about it. It got me thinking a lot of things and I really liked the movie, and this is the first movie that I feel like is pretty accurate, and there's really good representation of the Indian society in the White Tiger, and it's based on a book written by Aravind Adiga, I think, and I just love the kind of the world of the movie. I have a few things to talk about. It'll probably have some spoilers, so if you do not like listening to spoilers, I will not give you like outright spoilers. I'll try to spoil it less for you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to really discuss some things or some scenes. So if you're not okay with that, you can leave. If you're someone who has already watched the movie, please stay so we can discuss. I've made a couple of points, so that's how we are going to proceed with this review. So as I said, when I logged into Netflix and I saw the trailer, at first look of the trailer, I felt like it could be one of those movies, like kind of stereotypical. I was imagining it to be quite stereotypical, like the shows that have come before that have shown the Indian society, like Mirzapur, Gangs of Wasipur, um, the Sacred Games movie and shows like that, and I felt like it could explore India in that kind of lens. But I was like really taken aback, and it was like I was pleasantly taken aback. By the way, I was pleasantly surprised that this movie didn't fall into stereotypes about the already pre-existing shows like I already named above, and it went into the story of the book, or how do I say, in it went into the personal narrative of the Balram Halwai, the character, the protagonist. I love the way they shot the movie. I love the shots. I love how they have taken long shots and the close shots. Uh, Also the cinematic shots, in the first few minutes you see the long shot, and it's also like a cinematic shot of Balram Halwai being a child, and it comes just before he says that I never saw a school again, and it's so beautiful. I love that, like I said, it really showed India accurately, and what I mean by that is not only the environment, the roads, the small cities. Lakshmangarh actually feels like an actual village in India, and I feel like if they really went out to a village, I don't know, I have not really looked up the background where they shot or whatever, but it really felt like an actual village. The Delhi area, when they go to New Delhi, of course it felt like it was shot in Delhi. It really felt like it really had that New Delhi vibe, and it really had the atmosphere. Also the way they showed the relationships, the intergeneration relationships. I'm not sure, I've not read the book The White Tiger, and I'm not really sure how accurately they have portrayed those characters, but I felt like just by watching the movie, those are very accurately represented. I also thought about my own grandma, which was very much like the granny in the movie, and things like that. The small clues, the small scenes, the small details makes that's what connects the watcher, the viewer, to the movie, the premise and the vision of the movie. Those are the small things that connects you as a person to the outer mirage of the world, of outer mirage of the movie. It's actually in someone's head, and then it comes alive for you. So I feel like that was very beautifully portrayed. Another thing that I really liked in the movie was the chicken coop of the human condition, and how Balram keeps relating this, also the scene, it was so like visceral, it I felt like so viscerally attached, where they are cutting the chickens and they are removing all the body, the skin and the feet and things like that. And then also I feel like later in the movie when he visits, after dropping Pinky Madam and Ashok, he comes back, and it's very funnily. I feel it's like very, how do I say? It's like sarcastically juxtaposed to when his daddy is trying to feed him the chicken, and he's like, I'm not gonna eat it, and I don't want to get married. And I literally felt myself in Balram's shoes, being so caught up in the dichotomy of the human condition. He's so paralyzed by his economic status, his virtue of being a servant. Wants to serve, and it's so deeply ingrained in him that he knows that he doesn't deserve any better, and that's why he signs the that's also shown in where they are taking that confession, making him sign that confession. So that also comes out there. I also loved about this movie is the way they are showing through Balram. It's not like he's shouting until later part of the movie that he can't really break the barriers. It's just there, you just feel through the scenes that Balram is not going to make it. The way they show his father dying from tuberculosis, the way Balram is not going to go to Delhi again, the way Balram is choosing his master. So many things that the director or maybe the writer didn't have to write it down for you to understand that, yeah, he doesn't have a better future than being just a servant to someone. And kind of really makes me think about how maybe slavery worked, how people were just, they didn't really have, how do I say, like an ego or like an identity. It feels like his identity was integrated to his master, and that's why when that big plot happens, like when the big how do I say, confrontation in the movie or in the book, whatever you want to call it, happens, where Pinky Madam runs a child over the road and he has to sign that confession. It all comes rushing back to him that, oh my god, how can they make me sign a confession about something I didn't even do, I didn't even partake in. And that makes me think that that's where he really feels that he cannot break the barriers of his economic status or his economic class. And I felt really caught up in that situation with him. I felt his helplessness at the situation. I felt like, yeah, he cannot do much, and I felt the same as him. And I really loved the movie at that part for making me feel so much, without me being, actually doing anything. And it's superb when a movie makes you feel that. Another thing that I like to touch is, I love how the movie also portrayed the mindset of the caste system, like lower castes and the upper castes, and how he says that they are actually just two classes. Either you get eaten or you eat, and that's pretty accurate. Considering today's India, there used to be so many castes and things like that, but right now it's just unreserved or OBC or other scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and people belonging to different caste systems are just living through a different how do I say, are having just a bit of a different experience. And that's what Balram was having too. He felt like just because he's lower caste, and Ashok and Mongoose and the man, their father, were an upper class man, and they were also exploiting him because also he was of a lower class and of a lower economic status. And it really came alive to you, the way they were treating him by hitting him or just slapping him or just like degrading him or degrading his self-esteem. So I really felt like they also touched that really beautifully and really subtly. There's no like uh, there's no Balram saying that okay, that they're people from upper caste or something like that. He just said that uh, they shouldn't have treated me like that. And when Ashok says something, or Pinky says something, or the mongoose says something, he says that I don't like the way they treated me there. And I really like that final moment, the final point, the final climax of the movie. I really loved how they, normally whenever you see a movie like this, there and where there's a murder involved, it makes you think that okay, this guy is going to get caught and he's going to get the burnt of the situation. There will be, repercussions to what he's doing, and now his life is going to go to shit. But what I loved about this movie is you see a different mindset. He says at the end, for the poor in this country, either you have two things, either you get into crime or you get into politics. There's no way out. And I feel the same way, like youngsters, people in our country, they don't know how to get out of the middle class. There's no way out unless you crack some government exams like UPSC or something like that. There's no way out, and there's no way out, and there's so much stigma, and there's so much pressure from our own families. They expect you to get a certain job, they expect you to get a certain, like, family and a life and get married and things like that. And I felt like the chicken coop of the human condition also. And I really love how they beautifully ended the movie by showing that sometimes there are no repercussions, because in real life, life is not fair and there are sometimes no repercussions. I hope you enjoyed my analysis and on my movie review, and I hope you liked it. And please share your views on what you liked and what you didn't like, and I'll see you next time.